Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Kassia. On this channel, we discuss all aspects of the ascension process. I have a variety of services that I offer to assist in your awakening journey, and you can find those listed in the description box below. Today, we're going to be talking about the full moon in Aries. This is occurring at 27 degrees of Aries on October 20th, 2021. This is a powerful full moon, you guys. And yes, we will be doing the full moon consciousness raising and releasing ceremony. It's going to be at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time this time. The information to join that is in the description box below. This moon, you guys, we're going to go through the astrology here, but it's incredibly empowering. It is going to really ignite a lot of things, I think, both collectively and individually, as we're really being called to step into our sovereignty. And we've been feeling this energy throughout October. We got that initiation through that 1010 portal energy, really calling us to step up as leaders in our own lives, in the world, right? And really step into and embrace our sovereignty, to declare that sovereignty to the world. If you guys haven't checked out the 1010 portal video, I highly suggest that you do so. I also have the 1010 portal video that I did with Pete from Empath Uprising linked in the description box as well. Both really powerful videos. This energy of the 1010 portal, so powerful. And we're really feeling it culminating and climaxing again with this full moon in Aries. So during this full moon, we have the sun a few degrees away from Mars, which is, of course, the ruler of this moon being the ruler of Aries. And so we have the moon in Aries opposing the sun and also loosely Mars in Libra during this full moon. We also have a square being perfected between the sun and Pluto. And so this is incredibly, when we've got this Aries energy, we've got the ruler Mars, right, being in such close conjunction to the sun. When we've got Pluto at play here, this is a lot of intense fiery energy. This is the energy of empowerment, of individualization, of self-identity. And so we're really looking at these aspects. We're looking at self-care as well, right? We're looking at our needs versus the needs of others. How do we weigh those? How do we balance those? How do we take this constructive forward-moving action in our own lives? Where is it that we've been giving our power away? And where are we ready to take that power back? So we're really being given this opportunity to release any of these limiting belief systems when it comes to our confidence, when it comes to our ability to be effective into the world, when it comes to our ability to set boundaries, to be empowered, to be sovereign. All right? And just really big energies. And we are going to be working with these energies during that full moon ceremony as well. Working with some of these belief systems, bringing in some of these downloads around our sovereignty, our independence, our confidence, our ability to care for and nurture the self first. This energy is all about teaching us how to put the self first. And yes, to understand the impact that the self has within the collective, but knowing that we make a far greater impact when we are first caring for ourselves, when we know who we are, when we know what we want, right? And we're not allowing other people to determine those things for us. That's one of the things that sovereignty means. It's when I am self-defined, self-actualized, and self-realized. So that's what we're moving towards. That's what we're moving into. Aries, the mission of Aries, one of the missions is to develop courage. So this full moon is definitely about courage, about releasing anywhere where we feel less than, when we feel disempowered, where we feel fear, right? Overcoming that fear with love, right? Choosing love over fear. Choosing this energy of courage and confidence, right? That would be another opposite to fear, would be courage, right? And we understand, of course, that courage is not the lack of fear. Courage is the ability to walk through our fears, to face our fears. And once we face our fears, we realize that they're not nearly as scary as we thought that they were. What else do we have going on during this full moon? We have a bisextile going on between Mars, Juno, and Jupiter. And so this is a really interesting energy, also a very expansive energy with Jupiter, who also, I think I forgot to mention, is lightly trining the Sun and Mars. So magnifying all of this energy here. All right, Jupiter is an expander. So all of this energy feeling larger than life, really. And we're going to see this playing out on an individual level, also on a collective level. This is kind of where if you had a pot on the stove and say we've had it on medium heat, the heat's been slowly turned up over the weeks and months. That heat is really being cranked up with this full moon. And so we may see some really interesting developments in the world at large as this warrior energy is really activated within people. And some people don't know what to do with it. They don't know where to focus it. And they're focusing it, and I don't want to say in all the wrong areas, because wrong and right is a judgment, right? What is right for me could be wrong for you, and vice versa. But in the less productive channels, or they're operating under an illusion still. And so naturally they're projecting that energy in ways that are perhaps not productive and helpful ultimately for the collective energy, right? But we may see that happening. We may see tensions really coming to a head during this full moon. A lot of eruptions. It feels like a volcano, you guys. But anyway, coming back to this Mars, Juno, and Jupiter bisextile, this is really also pushing us to take action when it comes to our partnerships. We may feel during this full moon our affections or lack of affection or passion really magnified. And so if we feel a certain way about something, whatever that something or someone is, that energy is going to be magnified during this full moon. We are really, and so it may not be the intensity that we're feeling it, but we're feeling it at that intensity so that we know that exists within us. Whatever that need, whatever that hunger, whatever that drive, that desire, or that complete lack thereof, we are seeing that and it's being highlighted for us so that we can recognize it and then decide what to do with it. Right? What else do we want to talk about during this full moon? Yeah, as we're being called to step into our empowerment and to claim our sovereignty, if we are not doing that, somewhere where that really needs to be done, there may be situations that transpire that kind of force our hand in a sense, that really push us to make a decision, to take some sort of action that is necessary and needed. And it's that ultimate question that's coming up for the collective, the biggest question right now, right? Should we compromise our rights or our sovereignty for the good of another, for the good of the whole? And is that really what is for the good of the whole? Do we really know and understand what is for the good of the whole, right? Can we make those judgments? Can other people make those judgments? Is it ever okay to compromise our sovereignty? That's what we really want to think about. Is it ever okay to do so? Is that ever what's productive? And we know for those of us who came here to change the world, to create and bring in this new earth, to assist in this ascension process, stepping into our sovereignty is part of what we came here to do, what we came here to model. And so my personal belief would be that it's never okay to do that. And I know never is a strong word, right? But is that ever for the greater good? It's that energy, and I forget what the exact quote is, but it's something about when we sacrifice freedom for safety, we get neither, or we have neither. Something like that. So these are the energies that are coming up right now. We are being called to take a stand for what we believe in, even if that truth, and possibly especially if that truth is an unpopular one. But know that there's going to be a lot of people being called to take stands for what they believe in. And where those beliefs clash is where we're going to see that tension really mounting. That division between the 3D and the 5D is going to be very, very clear during this full moon. All right, you guys. I think that is the short and long of it as far as what we really need to know about this full moon. So we're going to get right into the cards here. And I'm thinking actually, Yeah, I want to pull out some Archangel Power Tarot to start us out here for this full moon in Aries. Clear. What guidance do we have from the Archangel Power Tarot, from the Archangels, for this full moon in Aries? Okay, interesting. We got 3 that popped out here. So we have the Emperor. And so the Emperor, as we know, is that energy of, the Emperor represents sovereignty. He is divine masculine energy. He is the embodiment of all of the kings in the tarot, right? The Emperor knows who he is. He knows what he wants. He knows how to get it. He operates from a cool, calm, and collected headspace. And so that's something we really want to take into account. As all of this energy, right, as that pot comes to a boil, are we able to detach from that intense emotion and act from that place of cool and calm collectedness? That's where we want to be. Stability and efficiency are huge energies of the Emperor, and the Emperor does traditionally represent Aries energy. Although I personally find him to be more Capricorn, right? Because Aries tends to be a bit more impulsive and reckless. So that's the energy that we want to be careful of during this full moon. We want to counter that impulsivity and that recklessness with stability and efficiency. Taking charge of a situation. This is also about ambition. Our ambitions, whatever it is that you want to create, you are a co-creator with spirit, right? You are, what was it that Aurora Ray said the other day that I liked? A God with a little g. Creating and cultivating your own reality. And so allow that ambition, allow that passion and that drive within you to be sparked as well during this full moon. And really continue to set those powerful intentions for what it is that you want to create. And we may see the harvest of some of our creations coming in, as it is a time of harvest as well. Then we have the Page of Ariel and the Emperor. Ooh, we got the Emperor and the Empress, you guys. So this is divine counterparts, right? The Empress would be the divine feminine. She would be the full embodiment of all of the queens in the deck in their highest vibration. All right, so we got counterparts. We got the masculine and the feminine energy working in tandem in order to create. All right. And the Page of Ariel, I believe, is the Page of Pentacles. Although I could be wrong about that. I think it's the Page of Pentacles. And so this is all about opportunities, though. Opportunities and advancement in this deck. So this is really interesting, especially with the Empress. And this says time to act upon your plans. Creativity is rewarded. Luxurious or abundant resources. So during this full moon in Aries, if we really step into our empowerment, if we step into our role as leaders, as co-creators, right? If we pursue what it is that we want with confidence, we can have whatever we want. The Empress is about, it's the energy of manifestation. It's the energy of creation. And yes, like it says, lush, abundant resources, abundance in all its forms. So there's a lot of powerful abundance that's available to us that we can really capitalize on during this full moon if we put into motion the plans, the divine inspirations that have been simmering within us, right? If we put those into practice, if we put those into emotion, if we decide that we want to pursue a new career, a new opportunity, those opportunities will be granted to us, right? We will be successful. There is a lot of spiritual backing right now. This is about aligning with our dharma, aligning with our life path, our purpose. As we are doing this, it's like the floodgates are opening for us. Yeah, Eight of Gabriel, which would be the Eight of Wands on the bottom of the deck. And this is about sudden and immediate results, communication, forward movement. It can also be indicate travel for some. But this is about the energy gaining momentum here. A lot of momentous energy. And as we move through 2021, that energy is just going to get more and more momentous. I feel it. Then we have the star falling gently out there, which is perfect for the star's energy, which is all about healing. But this card says a dream come true, believe in yourself, the end of a difficult situation. So our dreams and wishes becoming made manifest. All right? But it doesn't happen without action on our part. We receive the inspiration, we have to act on it. We receive the opportunity, we have to take it. All right? But believe in yourself. You have everything within you that you require in order to do what you need to do. Yeah, and the Ace of Michael coming out, which is the Ace of Swords. But in this deck, this is about ideas and inspiration, just like we just talked about, right? Also, throughout this, with this, there's definitely a highlight in communication here as well. So really being clear and concise in our communication with others, like we talked about. That's definitely guidance coming through. But it's also not getting bogged down in the little details. Not getting bogged down if there are bumps in the road. Don't allow those. Don't allow those tiny little roadblocks to throw you off course. All right? Yes, allow yourself to be rerouted if you need to be rerouted, if you need to find a better way, a better solution. Right? That may be what possible roadblocks are teaching you, but it's also teaching you to stay true to yourself. All right? If you make a decision, if you make a commitment to something and it doesn't flow as smoothly as you wanted, we don't just throw the baby out with the bathwater. All right? We continue to stay focused and committed to what it is that matters to us. Right? Don't get discouraged. And then we have the Lovers coming out. Archangel Raphael. Make choices from your heart, deeply emotional commitments, the power of love. So really embracing that power of love and that power of the heart as we move forward. This is also, once again, with the counterparts here, the Emperor and the Empress and the Lovers coming out. This is definitely energy as far as attracting counterparts. And why are we attracting those counterparts? Because we are standing in our truth. We're standing in our sovereignty. We are shining our light. We are embracing our true frequency. Right? And that attracts somebody of the same caliber into our reality. Right? We're operating from that beautiful and open heart center, but with those necessary boundaries in place. Right? Those boundaries that help us define and know who we are. Which is very attractive to the kind of person that we are likely trying to manifest, right? We don't want to manifest someone who finds it attractive that we don't know who we are. Who finds it attractive that we don't have boundaries. Right? That's not this high vibrational kind of love. This is also with the Lovers here, where some people there may be decisions in love that need to be made during this full moon. And those decisions may become very clear, as we talked about with that Mars, Juno, Jupiter action going on. Coming out of that Mercury retrograde, which was also about relationships. Those decisions, we may be kind of pushed to make those choices and decisions, where those choices and decisions need to be made. But we're being called to make them from the heart, right? And to act upon them from a heart-centered place as well. If we are realizing that somebody is not compatible with us, we can let them know in a way that is kind and loving and compassionate, right? But this is also where deeper commitment may be coming through as well, when people realize that the people and the things that they are truly passionate about. And with the Eight of Gabriel, the Eight of Wands coming out with the New Beginnings card here. This is where, these fresh starts are happening fast. These changes are happening fast. This card is all about finding your purpose. Starting a new life. Communications coming through for some people that are instigating new beginnings. And for some this is relationships and love. For some this is business. This is whatever your heart and your soul is desiring most. Right? For some people this is changing location. Maybe you get a job offer that asks you to switch locations. Maybe you've known what you wanted to do for a while, what's in alignment and resonant with your soul, and it just hasn't quite come together yet. And it begins to come together during this energy. For some people, there's people reaching out, wanting forgiveness, which is interesting. Maybe they got the courage and the confidence to reach out with all this Aries energy. But forgiveness doesn't always look like a resurrection, right? We can forgive someone without allowing them back in unless that's what we want. We're being asked to be very selective about what energies we allow into our space right now. That's part of this energy of being sovereign. That's part of this energy of self-care, right? And then the decision card as well, yeah. Release yourself from that which holds you back. Choices and decisions being made. Right? Do I move toward the new beginning? Or do I stay stuck in the old? And we don't stay stuck, right? Stuck doesn't exist. It's not a word that exists for us. Because we're always growing. We're always moving forward. Sometimes we move backward to move forward, but that still doesn't make us stuck. Clear. Stuck is when we're not moving at all. All right. Not growing at all. Not shifting at all. Not evolving at all. Let's get some more energy for this full moon in Aries from the Moonology cards. Moonology deck. All right. Communication is key. New moon in Gemini. So that energy of communication. The way that you communicate is key. Yes, there's definitely energy here of interesting and important and possibly life-changing communications coming through for some people. But it's also the way you say things. And we've been learning this throughout these Mercury retrogrades throughout 2021, right? It's not always what you say, it's how you say it. So really understanding that and communicating in a way that really gets your point across, but does so in a calling on that Libra energy, right? That energy of what do I want to say here? I don't know what the word is that I'm looking for. It's the word that I was going to use, like, makes me think of politics, and like that's never high vibrational energy, right? But diplomacy, that's the word that I was looking for. But this is also direct, clear communication. What do I want? What do I need? Are we now able to communicate those truths? And once we understand those truths, are we able to act accordingly? Right? If I decide that what I have is not what I want or what I need, am I willing to do what it takes in order to shift and change that? Am I willing to release that? Am I willing to admit that to myself? To admit that to others? And then to take the necessary action as well. So a lot of energy around communication. And once again, this is also the throat chakra. This is also speaking our truth, right? Speaking our truth, standing up for our truth. Believe in the impossible, blue moon. I love this. So this is that energy saying, do not limit yourself. You are so much bigger and so much stronger and more powerful than you think. And this is something that a lot of light workers and starseeds are learning right now. We're being asked to dream bigger. We're being shown that our greatest dreams for ourselves are only a fraction of what's possible for us. And we're being asked to dream bigger and better. All right? So believe in the impossible. All possibilities are possible. And with this, communication is key too. It's like, beware of the words that you're speaking. As well as the self-talk and self-communication, right? What am I creating with what I'm speaking? Remember, I speak my world into being. Am I facilitating this belief that says that there are some things that are not possible for me? These self-limiting beliefs? And this, therefore, limited experience of my reality through what I think and what I say? And how can I shift that energy? Believe in the impossible and it becomes possible. And speak of it as if it already is. All right. Then we have meditate and contemplate, new moon in Pisces, coming out with it's time to release negativity, full moon in Scorpio. So it's time to release that venom, right? We are moving into Scorpio season just 3 days after this full moon. So where is their venom? Where is their negativity that's wanting to be released? And how can we do that in a productive, constructive manner? Right? And really taking this time out during this full moon to breathe, to meditate, to contemplate. There's a lot of external energy here. We've got a lot of fire and air just in general right now in the charts over the past couple weeks. All right? Fire, air feeds fire. Right? So we really want to pull back that energy where we can. We want to look at that bigger picture. This full moon is really going to show us where there is anger, resentment, frustration, irritation present within us, where that venom exists so that we can extract it, so that we can release it. That's another aspect of this energy. It's going to show us our triggers. What is still present that triggers us, right? What wounds are still wanting to be healed. And then we have the full moon in Leo. Don't let pride get in your way. Don't be too proud to let go. It's like remaining in toxic situations because of aspects of pride and ego. We're being asked to release those as well. And we're being asked to humble ourselves where we need to humble ourselves. But remember, humility is not the same thing as humiliation. Right? Humbling ourselves just means gaining a more balanced perspective of the truth. And admitting where perhaps we had a lack of judgment. Right? Because it happens to all of us, where it was that we weren't seeing something clearly, perhaps. Where it is that we acted out of pocket. Right? It happens for all of us. This is also like if you've been trying and working so hard on something for such a long time, it's like, you're almost too proud to back down now to admit that it's not working. But you don't want to hold on to that energy, right? You don't want to keep yourself, once again, that energy of being stuck. You don't want to end up stuck because you are too proud to let go. Whatever it is that you need to know or understand right now, meditation brings those answers. Yeah, it helps you to see that bigger picture. Whatever's going on in your life right now, right? That is the microcosm. There is a bigger picture as well. So seeing and understanding that, the relation between our inner worlds and our outer worlds, the relationship between our personal world and the greater collective world. And this is also, once again, not focusing on the small stuff, right? That bigger picture, that energy of would you rather be right or would you rather be happy? This is about that energy of being stubborn, right? Leo's a fixed sign. Fixed signs tend to have reputations for sometimes being stubborn. Don't be stubborn, let it go. What is the bigger picture? What do you really want, right? What is most important? Yep, and then we like that. Your hard work is paying off, new moon in Capricorn. So keep moving, keep striving towards your dreams and your goals. Let this Aries energy light a fire underneath you that propels you forward. All right, do we want to do a closing card here? And what do we want to do? Yeah, I want to do a Earth Warriors Oracle to close here. All right. Closing card, closing guidance for this full moon in Aries. Closing guidance for this full moon in Aries. Okay. So we have Mama Kia, Mandala of the Moon, which of course is perfect for a full moon. And then we also have here Ho'oponopono, immeasurable power of the heart way. So that assists us with that energy of forgiveness, right? Yes. And how important and powerful that is. I was watching a video by Aurora Ray, and she was talking about the practice and ritual of doing Ho'oponopono with the planet, with Mother Earth, with Gaia. And I thought that to be very powerful. I'm waiting until I can physically be outdoors to do that ritual, but I'm definitely going to do that. To really reconnect with the earth, to forgive her and gain her forgiveness. Primarily to gain her forgiveness, right? But let's see what the mandala of the moon says. Mama Kia. I, the lunar mother, bring you my mandala of the moon to manifest through the law of magnetic attraction. My mandala is the sacred portal through which your dreams, intentions, and visions shall pass into the wholeness of being, from the realm of inspiration into the world of form on earth. There is no need for doubt or concern, for even the appearance of delay signifies that the divine feminine mystery is at work, with timing unfolding according to a higher loving wisdom. That's why we don't give up, right? That's why we trust that all is unfolding in divine timing. Trust that what is falling away is meant to be, whilst you have faith in the new divine works being born. This oracle brings a sign that creative works will reach fulfillment. Relax with trust and positive expectations that all your needs will be met. This makes it easier for abundance to flow and all earthly and spiritual matters to fall into place according to a great and loving higher intelligence. Things are changing even if you cannot see the physical evidence of this as yet. Trust that your actions are leading you into a better way of life. Rely on the universe and you shall see how all things come together according to a timing and higher order that suits you, in ways even better than you could have imagined by yourself. When we are very focused on something that we want to have happen, we can become impatient and try to control the process. We may logically assume which steps should come next, and if that fails to fall into place as we expected it would, we make further incorrect assumptions, such as believing that if our plan has not worked out according to our own current expectations, then that must somehow mean it won't work out at all. The Lunar Mother is telling your soul that she knows of your intent. She is saying that you are permitted by the divine to create what it is that you want to bring to life upon the earth, but that there are cycles of creation that must be honored. She reminds you to trust in the sacred feminine wisdom expressed in the idea that it is darkest before the dawn. This wisdom is symbolically enacted in the natural world, whereby an ending and the uncertainty that can accompany it, the night, must fall, before the new cycle of creation, the day, can begin. On a practical level, this guidance asks us to keep the faith, acting when we can act, and resting when we can rest. It guides us not to lose heart even during times where not much seems to be happening. New Age circles often espouse the wisdom of following the path of least resistance, based on the Tao philosophy of ancient China. This wise teaching is often misinterpreted to mean that if things get difficult, one is on the wrong path. That would be a most unhelpful creed to live by, as it would cause you to turn away whenever things became challenging, rather than staying true to your path no matter what may come. A more useful interpretation of that wisdom is to not resist the natural cycle of creation. This means accepting the symbolic night, during which we cannot act, we cannot see, we have to rest and be patient, having faith that the day will dawn at the right time. So we do not insist that things manifest immediately according to our own personal opinion about how, why, when, and where. Instead, we believe that the universe honors our right to create and is working with us intelligently to bring life to life the yearnings of our hearts. The divine has a destiny intended for you. When you surrender, you are led into it. Your spiritual destiny has been crafted for you alone by the source that created you, who knows you with extraordinary and unconditionally loving intimacy and wishes for your complete fulfillment with a passion that is both tender and fierce. We do all that we can do, and yet we know that we don't have to attempt to direct the divine and its mysterious workings of love. Let the Divine Mother evoke peace and reassurance for your mind and heart as you realize that her divine promise is here for you now. All things come in time, and for all things, including your dreams, there is a season. And so I really love that, and I'm going to put the healing process for this in the description box below for you guys, but you can close your eyes, and I'm going to read it out loud for you right now as well. Place your hand on your heart if you like, and feel into the words. I honor the creative magnetism and loving power of attraction within me that calls into my life all good things for all good purpose. What is not meant for me, I release with trust, and what is intended for me, I embrace with joy. I have been given the free will to create whatever I choose, with the understanding that spiritual responsibility for all my creations rests with me. I ask the unconditionally loving and merciful Divine Mother to guide me from the heart, that all my creations bring her pleasure and fulfill my soul. With gratitude, so be it. And then after this healing process, if you want to continue this on your own, you can express your desires to the Divine Mother. And as you are speaking, know that this is a prayer. This is a declaration of your desires to the universe. Yeah. And just know and understand that you are gaining healing from the Divine Mother as you do this. That you are, as we said, speaking your world and your dream into being. So a powerful closing message there of staying true to ourselves, staying true to our path, and trusting that though we may not be understanding the route that our manifestations are taking to get to us, what we are creating is in full swing and is manifesting in the time that is right and appropriate for it. And I love how I place this right on the Believe in the Impossible card, right? Those of us, I would say, who have impossible manifestations that we are creating, know that those manifestations are absolutely possible, they are probable, and they are occurring. And then Ho'oponopono. So really tapping into that heart energy, utilizing this prayer anywhere that you will find that you are seeking or needing forgiveness, to practice this for yourself, for the planet, for others. Utilize and work with that energy as well. If you feel that anger, if you feel that venom rising within you, this is a way to bring healing to that. Be grateful that it is being shown to you, and utilize. You guys can look up the Ho'oponopono prayer. It's a Hawaiian forgiveness prayer. I believe it goes, thank you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you. Anyway, look it up. It's really simple and really, really powerful. But it's also just that energy of staying connected and tapped into our hearts. All right, you guys, you are beautiful. Oh yeah, and I love this on the bottom of the deck. We gotta mention this before we close. The clan of the wolf heart. We are the ones we've been waiting for, right? Nobody's coming down here to save us. We are the people. We are the entities, the star seeds, the energies that came down here to save us. All right? We are the ones we've been waiting for. Although we know, by now we are aware of this and we're not waiting anymore, right? We're taking that action. We're taking that action to heal. We're taking that action to love. We're taking that action to pursue our dreams and to share our voice and our vision. All right. Now I will let you guys know once again how much I love and appreciate you. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Drop a comment down below. Let me know how you're feeling these full moon vibes. Let's see what else. There are links down below to donate if you feel so moved to donate to the channel. And there's also my emails listed down below with a description of the different services. If you want to book a personal healing session, a personal reading, any of the things that I do, I would love to do them for you. All right. I love you. Appreciate you. You are so beautiful. You are so powerful. You are so incredible, and you are so worthy. So don't give up on your dreams. All right. You were given those dreams for a reason. Those are the stirrings and the callings of your soul. And they would not exist if you were not here to actualize them. All right. Have a good night or day or whenever you guys are watching this.